Tonight on the King Omar Sharif Show, we're going to be talking about being alone and how being alone doesn't necessarily mean that you have to feel lonely. We go through breakups, seasons change, and people leave our lives. I'm actually experiencing this right now, which is why I chose to have this discussion tonight. There's so much to be discovered inside of yourself during these times, y'all. So let's talk about it. Always making yourself available for somebody else can be exhausting.
Talk to him, kid.
Even if you don't realize it. I still was there though.
Always.
But now I'm getting worn out.
Tired.
Where you was at when I needed you? This time I'm loving on me. I'm just loving on me.
Love yourself,
It got
yo.
me feeling so free. It's mirror time and I'm loving on me. This time I'm loving on me.
Make time for yourself, yo.
I'm just loving on me. It got me feeling so free. So free. Every time and I'm loving on me. It's me, your clock, right on the dot. I was the one that would get you out a tight spot. Will they do the same for you? Probably might not. I had to get stronger, that is what my sight got. Third eye applied, access denied. It wasn't easy loving you, but still I tried. Words do work and be hurting me, so I speak positively most certainly. Mirror, mirror, can I see myself clearer, clearer? Now it's talking back to me, I'm beautiful. I hear you, half I'm hating. You after thoughts can use some affirmation. I am the King Omar Sharif from the Afro Nation. Hello, my beautiful people. I welcome you back to the King Omar Sharif Show, where love and light come together. This show is all about you, your mind, your body, your soul. I believe if we can control those three things, we'll find happiness. Welcome back to the show, y'all. Thank you for being here with me tonight. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you are right here with the King Omar Sharif. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be here each and every Tuesday night, giving you more love and light. And we're just going to keep going and growing together. I say this each and every week. My experiences in life, I share with you on the camera, the things that I'm learning from, the things that I'm going and growing through as I continue to grow right before your eyes. So thank you for tuning in again. Subscribe, like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's do it, y'all. So let's talk about it, y'all. I'm still in birthday mode. Last week was my birthday. Thank you again for all the wonderful love that I've received. I appreciate y'all so much from the heart. And I'm here to remind you once again that birthdays are blessings. Celebrate yourself. And as we continue to celebrate ourselves and seasons change and people change in our lives and the times just continue to move forward, hopefully we're changing with the times. We're becoming wiser. We're becoming better individuals. And with that, there could be some loneliness that comes in there, right? Now, my entire life, I've always been a person that loved to feel love, loved to give love, and I always felt good with my circle, right? I was happy to be a part of that circle. And for a long time, if I didn't see certain people for a long time, I would always feel that urge, like, man, I miss them. Let me go back out there, show love. Oh, I miss her. Let me go back out there, see how she's doing. Without always really just being able to embrace the change that's going on in my life and the change that I want to see for myself. So here I am again in my space, and I've made my space a happy space and a happy place because being alone takes some adjusting. You got to get used to it. I wasn't all the way used to it. It took me a while before I could be like, hey, man, it is what it is. You're going to come home into this empty house every day. And sometimes I open the door and I'll be like, Daddy's home. And nobody's there to respond. Nobody's there to say anything. And then I was like, you know what? That's okay. How am I going to best utilize this time to myself? What can I prove to myself during these times? And that's when I gained some strength. That's when I gained some understanding. that's when I felt like I was able to move forward and move on. And one of the first things that I had to do was show acceptance to myself. Acceptance. Acceptance is something that you got to analyze and try to figure out why these individuals, or why don't I any longer want to be connected to these people. And once you break down the terms and have that understanding within yourself and say, hey, you don't want me, that's fine. It's going to hurt for a little while, but I'm going to be all right. Oh, I don't think you're good for me. It's just on the flip side, right? It's not always somebody breaking up with you. You might feel like somebody doesn't belong in your life. And at that time, you're expressing to them, hey, this ain't for me no more. So however it may transpire, you just got to be able to look at what's best for you. All right? The Creator's timing is always perfect timing. And when people enter, when people leave, that's what's meant to be. You just got to come to the terms and the understanding of saying, hey, maybe this person isn't supposed to be here any longer. Maybe I'm not supposed to be in your life any longer. And for somebody who tells you that they don't want you anymore, it hurts. It hurts, y'all. I'm gonna open up a wound. So the love of my life, right? She wanted to be friends. And, you know, as much as I was trying to be a friend, and this is after we've been together for years, after we done shared so much with each other, after I felt like, you know, we got through good times and bad times, but our spaces ended up being in two different places, right? Which is why y'all always see me here by myself, okay? But after being friends and what I thought what we were doing, which was work on us, work on our friendships, and then maybe at some point we'll be able to get back together and be better than what we was before. But it just kept going on and on and on and on. And as soon as I think that there's progress that was made, she dropped something on me that hit me in an entirely different way. And she told me that if she were to get back to me, this is my friend, quote unquote, right? That if we were to get back together, she would be miserable. That hit me in a way that I've never been hit before. Mike Tyson couldn't hit me harder than that. Okay? Like, it hit me. And any other time where you're trying to analyze and see why things may not be how you want them to be, when somebody says something like that to you, it's like, okay, you don't really care about my feelings as a quote unquote friend. And if that's how you felt, you should have long ago let me feel like, all right, I can't be with you anymore. This isn't gonna happen. Instead of kind of like dangling that we're gonna be together forever, let's just work on us, carrot in front of my face. So when I heard that, it hit me entirely differently. And I had to make a choice at that point. Because you gotta put your feelings in front of the fire in order for you to get up out of there, okay. All right, it's like you gotta escape the fire. It's like a burning house. And that house is burning up and you ain't even know it was burning up. You just wake up out of your sleep and it's smoke and it's flames and you're like, oh my God, I need to hurry and get out of here. I felt like that was a moment for me. And as hard as it was, I told her that I can't speak to you anymore. I can't talk to you anymore because I felt like I wasn't being fair to myself if I did that, because I had to heal. I had to get right. I had to forgive myself for whatever mistakes I was blaming myself for. That's a part of the acceptance. And when I shared that with her, she accepted it, which again was, you know,
hurtful. And at this point, I felt like I made the right decision, the best decision for myself. And I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my boundaries. I'm sticking to myself. I'm sticking to what is truly meant for me. I'm sticking to happiness. I'm sticking to peace. I'm sticking to just being able to appreciate myself and find acceptance. So I urge y'all out there to find your acceptance. Also, another thing that we could do when we're alone but not feeling lonely is to start doing things, right? I feel like if you keep yourself busy, I feel like when you're in a relationship, you give a lot of time to somebody else. When you're in a relationship, you kind of put not all, but a lot of things that maybe you normally would do as far as spending your time, you share that time with somebody else. And sometimes that can take away from your improvement of yourself. All right? So I value the time that I have to myself. You got to value that time. Because when you're sharing that time, it takes away from your progress. So during these times of feeling lonely, right? If you apply your energy, your creativity, your passions, your purpose, if you apply your time in that way, there's a lot of progress that's going to be made during that alone time, during that me time. Okay? Make that me time into something special to push yourself, to grow, to know yourself better, to accomplish those dreams, to achieve those dreams, and to work on yourself, and to be consistent. That person is going to walk into your life when it's time to. So I just believe that if you apply your time, your alone time, your me time, into your own progress, into your dreams, into you finding your passion and purpose, into you being creative, into you writing and journaling this process of progress. Okay, I think that's very important. So what I've been trying to do is work on my mind, body, and soul. Try to work out. Exercise is good. I try to do things and go out by myself. That's always good. Sometimes you can't be fearful to go on a trip by yourself. That's always good. Do things that you told yourself you was going to do that you haven't done yet in life. And that'll allow you to appreciate that time that you have to yourself. And I also believe that in life, as we grow, we're going to be introduced to new people and new circles to network with. Okay? So as you're growing and working on yourself, it's going to put you in different environments. It's going to put you in better places, I would imagine, right? Where you're going to have that opportunity to meet new people. And not saying that that's why we're out and doing these things and going out places and going on vacations and, putting ourselves out there. We're doing that for our own enjoyment. But I believe that when you do that, the Creator will place certain people in your life where that might be the person for you. So definitely take that time to push yourself further in that loneliness. All right? There's a lot of love in loneliness. There's a lot of self-love in loneliness. There's a lot of self-compassion in loneliness. Be compassionate with yourself. Have some empathy for yourself. Okay? I just think that, if you keep putting all your hopes and your dreams and your love and how you feel about yourself on somebody else, it could be taken away just like that. And then what are you left with? What are you left with then? Right? Sadness, unhappiness, sometimes depression, stress. You don't need all that. It's a part of life, Feeling lonely is a natural feeling. I'm not telling you that it's not. But how you utilize that time is how you get through it, all right? And that's what matters the most. So always remember that. Always work on you and get that self-love stronger. You get that mind muscle right, you get that heart muscle right, you get your body muscles together, and I think you'll love yourself a lot more for it and appreciate yourself a whole lot more for it too. So who can you call on when nobody else is around? When nobody else is there for you? You gotta be able to call on yourself. You gotta be able to count on yourself. Can I count on you? Now you know you can count on me, King. I'm always in your corner. Always gonna be there for you, no matter what. Through the thick, through the thin, through the ups, through the downs. I got your back forever. Remember that. I be having to hear that sometimes, y'all. I be having to tell myself that sometimes, y'all. I be having to remind myself of that sometimes, y'all. Because sometimes you feel like ain't nobody out here really for you. Nobody's really out here to hold you down, to have your back, to support you through the things that you're trying to achieve and be successful at. Right? Or you don't have nobody to cry on or hear you out when you gotta talk. Sometimes you just gotta remind yourself that you can count on you. You gotta stand on your own too. You gotta hold you down. You gotta love on you. Just like the song said, I'm loving on me. It's my time. I'm loving that mirror. I feel like, you know what, I had enough of this. I'm gonna go and rock with people that give me that type of love back. But it's a process, and it's a process of being lonely. All right, but you can find a lot of love in that loneliness. Ain't that right? A whole lot of love. A whole lot of love, right? Man, I remember when I would just be sitting there listening to you bash yourself, or you be trying to have me feeling all that sadness that you got going on in there, and I be in there fighting you like, no, 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 no. Snap out of it. You better than this. You are the man. You are a king. You are destined for so much greatness. You are destined for a wonderful, beautiful queen who is going to provide and give you everything that you feel like you're missing. Just be patient. Just love on you. That's what's important right now. Love on you. And I'm going to always tell you that each and every day. Even when you don't want to hear me, I'm going to still be in your ear saying, hey, love on you, oh. Love on you. And your inner voice out there, tell yourself that too. Love on you. That's love. Thank you, inner me. Man, I said inner me. It almost sounded like enemy. Sometimes people will become enemies. And when they become enemies, the people that you would never think that will become an enemy, you gotta lean on your enemy. Inner me versus the enemy. The enemy versus the inner me. I just like how it sounds, so I keep saying it. Don't mind me, y'all. But yes, it's so true though. The enemy is something that doesn't bring happiness to you. The enemy is you holding yourself back. The enemy is you not believing in yourself. The enemy is you not loving on yourself. The enemy is that voice that's telling you to give up and quit. I can't have my inner me being my enemy. My inner me needs to do all the opposite of those things. My inner me needs to keep reminding me to keep pushing. It's so right. My inner me needs to say, hey, this is triumph. These trials will become triumph. That's what my inner me needs to say. My inner me needs to say, keep going, keep believing. You're getting closer. Believe it. My inner me needs to say, you're a star. Keep shining. You that North Star in the sky that stands out when everybody looking up. You always see that same one with that glimmering gleam in it. That's you. That's what your inner me needs to tell you. Your inner me needs to come from the Creator. Right? We're extensions, right? So that inner me needs to come directly from the Creator. That's your main direct connect to the Creator, your inner me. That love in your ear, that voice in your ear that's telling you all those beautiful and positive things. All right? So let's make sure that our inner me's are talking to us in nothing but love and light. All right, y'all. Let's have a little toast time with the king, all right? Today's choice of juice is cucumber ginger juice. It tastes very good, y'all. I keep telling y'all these cucumbers are great for hydration. I added the ginger. This is actually the first time I ever mixed cucumber and ginger together. And you know I added that honey, and it's on the money. Raise your glasses, y'all. Hopefully you got something good to put in the air. And this is to us being able to find love, find direction, find a stronger connection, find our passions, find our peace, find who we really are in our loneliness. Because in our loneliness, we can find love. In our loneliness, we can find harmony. In our loneliness, we can become better than who we were and where we were. This toast is to us. As always, salute. So good. This episode of the King Omar Sharif Show is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or any other qualified professional. All right, y'all, I thank you again for joining me tonight on our great discussion on you don't have to be lonely when you're alone, all right? I hope this message has reached somebody. I hope this message has inspired somebody because I believe that we're all here to inspire one another. And there's so much more to come, y'all. Like, share, comment, show some love, all right? As I continue to show you love. And there's so much more to see, all right? Like this video and this video. Thanks again, y'all. I can't wait to see you next week. That's love.